Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to set up Facebook with your Cocos 2D JS project using the Cocos helper. As always, you need to have watched the setting up video for the JS side of things, and if you haven't watched that and done that, then there'll be a link in the description. And as always, make sure you have the latest Cocos helper downloaded, and again there will be a link in the description to GitHub on where you can get that as well. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is go to developers.facebook.com, sign in, and create an app. And you can create an app by going to My Apps and then create a new app and follow the instructions that it gives you to create your applications, and you should get to somewhere like this and with your app ID. So that's all you need to do on the Facebook website. Next, I'm going to open up my project, which is a blank JS project, and the Cocos helper, and I'm going to go into the frameworks and copy Facebook, and I'm going to copy it to frameworks, runtime source, project Android, source, Sonar, systems, frameworks, and I'm going to paste. Let's get rid of Twitter while I'm here. And if you go back to your Project Android folder, you can copy across the Facebook SDK into your libs. You don't have to do this, but it's just easier when it comes to linking it in Eclipse. So that's the Facebook SDK. And that is it, and obviously make sure you're using the latest manifest, source, resources, all from the GitHub. So I'm going to open up my project in Eclipse. I'm just going to refresh my project. And obviously I've got some errors for Facebook because I haven't added the SDK in yet, so we'll get to those in a minute. So the first thing you need to do is go into the manifest and go down to where it says required for Facebook and take the end comment here and uncomment out all the required stuff for Facebook. And next we're going to go into our resources and values and go into the settings file, and I'm going to paste in my Facebook app ID there, and also in the manifest at the end of content provider you want to paste in your app ID there as well. So make sure you do that and paste your app ID at the end of this line as well. So we've done the manifest, we've done the app ID. Next we need to go into framework and then settings and set using Facebook to true. And you can see it says it requires the SDK library, the Android support, and the bulk jar file. So first we're going to go file, import existing Android code into Workspace, and you're going to navigate to where the Facebook SDK folder was. So I moved it into, if I show you, I moved it into my libs, so I'm going to navigate to this folder to import it. So desktop, tutorial1.js, frameworks, runtime source, Android, libs, Facebook, Android SDK, and just click OK, and I'm going to deselect all, and the only one I want is the Facebook SDK. And I click finish. So that's now imported, and I'm going to right click on my project and go to properties, go to Android, and then click add, and the Facebook SDK should appear. And then go to Java build path, libraries, and click on add jars. And if you expand the Facebook SDK and go into the bin folder, there is a Facebook SDK. And also add jars again and go into the libs folder of the Facebook SDK, and you can see the support and the bolts Android jar, which we need both of. You can only add one at a time though for some reason. Libs and the bolts, there we go. So should have Facebook SDK, the bolts Android, and the Android support. You don't have to use the Android support that was in that library. You can just use the right click and add Android support, but for now I'm just going to use the Facebook one. And you can click on order and export, make sure you click all three, click OK. You can see all the errors go away for Facebook. I think that is it, and it's time to write some code. So if I minimize that, if we go into my project and source, my app, and so our frameworks, just to find out. So Facebook has the share method, which takes a name, a link, description, a caption, image path. I believe for now the Android side only uses the name, link, and description. I think caption and image path are ignored for now because it wasn't working. So yeah, so I'm going to copy this function. In fact, I'll just do it this way, it'll be easier. Let's get rid of that. So whenever I click the button, I will initiate the Facebook share, and I'll just call it my test share. And I can give it a link, so if I do www.sonarlearning.co.uk, and then description, so check out Cocos 2DX tutorials. For the caption image path, I'm just going to pass through null strings. Doesn't matter what you pass through. Yeah, so whenever I click the button, I should have this test share. So I'm going to compile and switch over to the camcorder and show you guys the results. So I've got the application on my phone, I'm just going to run it. And I'm just going to push the button as well. And you can see Facebook shares just come up. You can choose who you want to share it to. You can see I've got my test share, check out Cocos 2DX tutorials, and that is meant to show like a caption of Sonar Learning because the image is not working, but if you click it, right, it won't work until you post it, but if I click it, it will go to Sonar Learning. And yeah, you can add some more text above it if you wanted to, and then you can hit post. So yeah, hopefully that's helped you get Facebook into your JavaScript project, and as always, have a good day.